Morning, guys. Welcome to another edition of the Queen G Live Experience. Look, guys, listen. You never know who we're going to have on here on this platform. This has been a powerful week, life-changing week, really, honestly. Some of our guests have been so amazing, and just their perspectives gives us a whole different insight. And I'm grateful that this is the platform that a lot of people are choosing, to be able to express themselves and talk about, what's going on in their current daytime. And today is different than any other day I've ever seen in my life. I'm 47 years old, and I've never experienced some of the things that have come along with this era, including coronavirus, including our life tragedies and woes, and the president changing up on us, and the type of it's been crazy. That's all I can say. And we're all literally just trying to adjust. We're trying to, stay afloat and stay on our feet, our 2 feet, and keep things level as much as we can in this kind of day and time. So I want to introduce my special guest. She is amazing, powerful in her entity of what she does for a living. Now, I've never went into this lane of interview ever in my life before, but I think that it's going to be really interesting for all of us to hear the perspective that she gives from her angle. She is president and CEO of Coastal Community Federal Credit Union in Galveston. They, are there for our everyday people every single day in so many ways, on so many levels. I know I've been to a bank, honey, and sat down and just had so many questions just as to what my best options are, and what I should do to invest in my future. And I've had many multiples of questions. So their roles are very important in all of our lives. So I want to welcome officially Miss Kay Carmen to the show. Let's get her in here. Hold on a second, y'all. Hello.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I appreciate that.
Definitely. I tell you, the role and the position you're in, my God. It takes a special kind of person to do what you do. Now, can you give us the name of your branch, and
Yes.
exactly what your role is there at your location?
Absolutely. Coastal Community Federal Credit Union, we're located here in Galveston, Texas. We have two offices here in Galveston. We have another office on the mainland in Lamar. My role, I kid all the time. I said I'm the chief coffee maker because I make a whole lot of coffee, and I take it out because I really like to stay in touch with our membership, and that's an opportunity for me to really get to know the people that are my members. Queen G, you said it. We're here for the everyday folks.
Yes.
Coastal Community Federal Credit Union, we have a low income designation, and because we have a low income designation, and we're also primarily minority owned, that gives us a special obligation to really reach out and try to help as many people as we possibly can. Many of us, as we were, growing up and whatnot, we didn't talk a whole lot about finances in our household. And so sometimes there's a bit of a challenge to be able to navigate through, financial situations. And that's what we really pride ourselves on, is being here for the folks to be able to help them, whether it's getting a new car or just opening up a checking account or whatever the case may be. We're here to help with that.
It sounds like you pretty much are on their level. You're no different than your customers almost. Like that's the feel I get. Like you are there. Hey, we have also been through this too, or you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes.
I was just saying on a previous show, I'm like, when you've been through something,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? You can relate to it.
Exactly.
You can relate to it. And it's something that when you speak with someone at that point, it's not like a strange situation. Oh no, they don't know what they're talking about. No. You
Right.
know what you're talking
You
about.
know what we're talking
Because
about. Exactly.
you grew up that way. You know what I mean? You were a minority. You were a product of your environment, your neighborhood,
That's
the
right.
whole
That's right.
thing.
That's right. That's right. So obviously you've followed me home a time or two. So you've hit it on the nail. We have a
Yes,
motto, and it's people helping people. We are everyday people helping everyday people. Now, that does not mean that we cannot help those folks that may have a little bit more of a sophisticated situation that they're working through. We can help with that as well because we're all professionals. But again, because this credit union, Coastal Community Federal Credit Union, we've really made sure that we can help the everyday people. You know, we have a situation whereas sometimes in our drive-through lanes, you may have someone riding in with a bicycle, and then the next car may be a Mercedes Benz. So we have
right.
to know how to work with folks regardless of whatever that
Wherever they
situation
are.
is.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And
Exactly.
then everybody is important too. Every
Absolutely.
person is important.
Absolutely. Regardless of
Are
whether or not you have $5 or $500,000, we make sure that we try to treat everybody the same.
right. Our other guest is chiming in.
Good,
Let
good.
me- Oh, this is Ken James coming in. Okay. I didn't
Oh,
all I all
Hey,
I see is the red light and I just add them in.
one
This
hope.
is Ken James, who is the one facilitating and putting on this weekend's major event.
Mhm.
And oh my God, what a visionary he is, and things like that. Are you excited, Ken?
I am elated,
Good.
excited for the community of Galveston, the community of Houston, and what's going to transpound here in the next. We're talking a couple days to see the excitement of the young people in our community, and also to know that this is about elevating us to hope,
That's right.
believing in something greater than what we have seen over the last 6 months. I'm, I'm excited. I'm on cloud
Good.
nine.
Good.
My God. So when a person comes in like Ken James with such a challenge of, getting support for a community event such as his, that is, family oriented and is for the children and it's for the city and it's
Right.
there to empower and uplift.
Right.
How do you what's the conversation basically? I want to know what's the conversation when someone comes in there into the bank like him and tries to get assistance with something like this of this magnitude.
Well, when Ken and Free came in, it was a no-brainer. I have a little plaque or a little picture on my wall, and it said "Hope." And so when they came in and they started talking about One Hope, it just resonated with me. I felt like this was something that we had to be a part of. So, like I said before, it was just a no-brainer.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. And I could just tell, if I lived in the city of Houston, I would come see you just on your mannerisms and the way that you are. Someone's chiming in, guys. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. This is we're adding Miss Angela Brock. Welcome to the Queen Live Experience. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Thank you.
Hi, Miss
Okay,
Angela.
awesome, awesome,
How are
awesome.
you?
Thank you guys for chiming in from work. I know that this is like it's a work day and we're all trying to pull this in between our day somewhere. But thank you guys for joining me on the Queen G Live Experience. So tell us what you do as well.
I'm sorry. Free is also texting me. I'm trying to do multiple. I'm multitasking here, and that's not very good on me in technology. So, I am Angela Brooks. I am Senior Vice President of Hometown Bank. I've actually been with the bank for 40 years.
Good, good, good,
Started
good.
as the first African American teller they ever had in the bank.
Mhm.
And so
Wow.
I have been promoted several times, and now I manage the new accounts department at our 7 locations. And we do have 7. We have 2 in Galveston and 5 off the island. And we have been in the community since 1966. We've done many things in the community, and we try to stay abreast of what's going on in the community. We will always want to support any African American positive aspect that's going on. And that's one of the things that I've kind of taken on, because I know banks have a stigma and have had a stigma for years about, I don't see us, so I don't go in. But we want to change that, because because we deserve just as much as anyone else. And so I take that role as making sure that my clients get the same attention as everyone else.
That's right.
I have a question for you in particular. You've been there through the different transitions over the years, even new presidents, African American president, the whole nine. How has the pandemic and COVID changed the the process for you guys from that angle?
Well, we took the pandemic very seriously. We did close our lobbies for a period of time, and we just had access to our drive-throughs. And but we also, when we closed our lobbies, we made sure that we actually got busier, because we did everything by appointments and made sure that everyone was masked up, and we had a limited amount of people that could access any lobby at any time. And so that made us busier, because we had to constantly unlock the door, lock the door, unlock the door, lock the door. And so, but we never once slighted any need that our customer had. Even if they needed to enter the safe deposit box, we made sure that only one, we actually created a schedule, and we made sure that only one customer was going to be in that area at one time. And then we had professional cleaners that came in on a regular basis that cleaned all of our and we did have, we did have cases. Some of our employees didn't take it as serious in the beginning. And so we had cases where we had employees that had it. And some of our lobbies, we actually had to shut down for 14 days because we took it very seriously, because we didn't want anyone, not one single customer, to get sick from coming into one of our banks.
Right. And I know that had to be very challenging. I mean, come on, for us, the regular everyday folk that went from just breathing the air to having to be restricted under a mask, that alone was a change, for society and for all of us. And I mean, it was a major adjustment. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that's why I asked, what was it like for you guys? Because I know in the regular world, for us, just our day to day, it was just, and you didn't know where it was coming from. You didn't know,
right?
If it was airborne, contact borne, like it was so rough. You know what I mean? Well, I've never been also restricted to my home for a whole year or so. Like that was another interesting adjustment, because I'm a traveler and I used to usually get out there, and I'm usually moving around and things like that. So I was just asking from your standpoint, like, wow. I know it had to be a major adjustment. So tell me now, are things kind of tapering off and kind of almost getting back to normal, or feeling like some kind of normalcy again?
Yes. We have a sign now that says masks are recommended. Our employees, we choose to wear our mask, and so we still wear our mask. The customers, if they don't have a mask, we offer them one. Didn't take the stance that you can't come into the bank if you don't have one. We like to say that, but we've taken the stance that hopefully people are getting vaccinated, and it's easier and will lessen case. There are still cases. We have a couple of people out now that still have COVID. I personally had COVID, so I take it very seriously. And so I'm not letting up, because I don't think that we have a high percentage enough of people that are vaccinated to say, okay, everything is just back to normal, because we know for a fact that everything's not back to normal.
Right. Sorry. Looking at it, I see there's like a little red light that goes on when people are coming in. So I'm monitoring and running the show. My producer is in the middle of moving. So I have to run the show and talk to y'all and all this stuff. And this is actually one of the more professional, because I interview hip hop artists and all kinds of stuff. I have to get a little more dressy and a little, I'm just letting y'all know. I keep it real, y'all.
You're doing fine. This is great.
Oh my goodness. Let me ask you this, and this is what I believe too. This is my theory. I believe that people being forced to stay at home also brought more awareness to areas like life insurance, banking, savings, holding on to your money a little longer, making investments, creating, revenue streams that are different. Like, do you feel as if it gave the banking business a boost in a sense?
Okay, you want to answer that?
Yeah.
Let's let Miss Carmen. Am I saying it right? I want to make sure I say it there. Okay, let's let Miss Carmen answer that question, that particular question.
Yes, one of the things that we found is that folks were very interested in life insurance at that point in time. Unfortunately, some of the carriers had kind of pulled back a bit on some of their policies that they were writing. But what we also found was that they were updating wheels. And these are things that we talk to our members about on an annual basis, making sure that you have your business in really good order. And so there was a heightened awareness of your finances, because a lot of folks were without jobs, unemployment kicked in, they had to redo their budget. So we saw a gamut of situations with our members. There was a lot of media information on the news, suggesting that people, do just that, get their finances in order and reinvent themselves in so many ways. Because if you lost a job as maybe a food preparer of some sort, then you had to resort to maybe a different line of work in order to feed your family. And so, people are very, very aware of how they were spending money, why they were spending money. And then we also saw the flip side of that. A lot of folks saved money because when they were working from home, they were no longer commuting to work, or they didn't worry about putting clothes in the cleaners or even buying new clothes, because everybody kind of sat around in their jammies and work. So you saw all of that. And for the financial institution, Ms. Brooks can relate to this. What we found was that all of the stimulus money that came in, it just really elevated everybody's assets. So there were just funds available. So we saw a number of different scenarios throughout that period.
Right.
That you couldn't even necessarily spend because you couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
So it was like not in the magnitude that you normally would. Everything had to be digitally done or, delivery bound and things like that. I remember for us, there was a season some months back earlier in the year where it snowed us. We were snowed in. And that was so crazy. It was so crazy because a lot of they were doing rotating electric bills, rotating. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it was to kind of save I don't know what they call it, but a lot of people were without power.
Yes.
And a lot of people were without water. Okay, during that time. And it was COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Right.
So it was bad. Like the grocery stores were closed. There was no access to anything. Thank God for my family. I have a network outside of, you know what I mean? because of what I do. I reach out to a lot of people all the time. And I was so blessed by their generous donations that came to the door. Because only specific delivery services were working. You know what I mean? Um, and then you know what we did? I'm gonna be 100. We took our buckets, we went outside, shoveled the snow. Our we came in here and we thawed it out, and we used that to flush our toilets and things like that. If you weren't, you had to get creative. You had to get creative, period, because it was like you ain't got no choice.
Right, right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of families in Texas that have multiple people in their homes. So it's not like, I know for us, we have 6 in our home alone. Me and my husband and 4 children. So it's just been this whole past year or so, just period has been challenging, from the restrictions now with the mask to the mental push that you have to give yourself to say, hey, it's going to get better. You got to tell yourself that, even though you physically see no ramification of any changes or anything. You know what I mean? You don't know when this is going to let up, break through. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying we can walk around without masks.
Right. You know, from my perspective, I think it's made us a bit stronger than what we were, because we had to go through some things. We are a bit more appreciative of things as well. We don't take things as for granted as much as we did before. You know, personally, I lost one of my best friends to COVID, and she was only 52. And I tell you that that was really tough for me. So it made me, I think, a better person, and I'm more empathetic to medical situations and things like that. I would have never thought my Kim would be gone as a result of COVID. And so
it even sounds hard, even as you say her nickname. You know what I mean? I lost a friend too, Chris Bolton, singer of Los Angeles, known him for years. I'm in shock still.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean, and I can empathize with you in that sense. My God, it's just been tough, y'all.
Yeah,
it's been tough mentally.
So, you know, we just have to be, you know, grateful for where we are right now, and that so many of us were able to come through this pandemic. I mean, I know we're not completely out of it, but we're on that upswing, and so we have to be very, very thankful for that. And you know, if you stop and you think about it, you know, when we wake up every day, we are truly blessed, and so it's a blessing just to be able to speak these words, because who knows, just a few things that we're talking about today with you, Queen G, we don't know who we may be impacting today. It may be something, just a little something that maybe one of us have said to impact someone to deal whatever, you know, that they're currently dealing with.
That's true. We have someone that has asked a question. Would someone be able to help me? And she said, Mr. Love, I guess that's her husband or her mate, with the lawn and landscape business.
Okay, so not sure exactly what she needs help with, but yes, we are always open to new businesses. We're always open to sitting down and chatting with people and basically you need a conversation before you need a loan, because you need to know what direction you need to go in. So instead of just saying, okay, can you just give me a bag of money? Well, everybody just wants a bag of money. But unfortunately, that's not how banking works. So we need a conversation with that person to see exactly what direction they're going with their lawn and landscape business. What is the need? And I tell everyone that wants to be in business, I mean, you're good at something, but you also have to learn how to organize and your finances. And so you need a
Right.
business plan. And so you
That's
have to
right.
put it in writing before you're
That's
able
right.
to get money, because unfortunately, people believe that banks just have money, but we want our money back. So we have to figure out how you're going to pay us back. So when we give it to you, we want to give it to you. Trust me, because one of the things that we are always looking for are great loans. And every
Mhm.
loan's a good loan until it's a bad loan.
That's right.
And so,
That's
so
true.
we do. So yes, we definitely would love to sit down, and I'm sure Kay would too, and sit down and chat with you and see exactly what direction you want to go,
Mhm.
and not and have you feel comfortable doing that. And that's one of
Mhm.
the
Right.
reasons why. Because I'm like you, Kay. When I heard you say this isn't your norm, girl, I have never been on a podcast in my life. So,
Mine. Look.
so so yes,
Oh my
we would
goodness.
love to sit down and chat with you at any time to see exactly what direction we can help you go.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. And I want to know, from a banking standpoint, how important is it to work toward bettering your credit?
Oh my
Oh my God.
goodness. It's
Well, oh my God, the credit issue is normally one of the biggest issues, but it's not a kill the deal issue. So don't be afraid if you come in and you have terrible credit, because we can work with you to get you to where you need to be. Because everybody doesn't know where they need to be, and everybody has standards, and everybody has
Mhm.
debt to income ratios, and
Right.
everybody have credit scores that we have to go by. And so don't be afraid to come in and sit down, and even though you've had some issues on your credit, there's things you
Mhm.
can do to correct those
That's
issues, and
right.
let us help work with you. So you might have to start off with something small, and we can, with a
Mhm.
secured loan. I mean, people get money all the time. They get income
Mhm.
tax. They got their stimulus money. You
That's
can
right.
take that money and borrow against your own money and help clear your credit. So there's ways to do it. So you just have
Mhm.
to let us help you do that.
Because yeah, I've been just overwhelmed with, even having to look at my credit and be like, really? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Really? Because it needed to be fixed at that moment or whatever, and it was just overwhelming thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So how do we get past that stigma of, oh my God, these bills on here look ridiculous, and there is no way I can get help with this?
Okay, Kay, you help her.
Sure. And Miss Angela just said it. You've got to start somewhere. And so
Exactly.
coming in, sitting down with, a professional and having them to, run your credit report and then just really, working it through. Um, it's not something that will happen overnight, fixing your credit if that's, your situation.
Mhm.
I always tell my members, if you're willing to work with me, I'm willing to work with you, but it takes a commitment. It really does take a commitment in
Exactly.
order
That is
to
correct.
get that credit where you want it to be, because no one should pay more for credit than they really need to. And it just takes a little time, effort, and commitment and work, and you can get it to the point where you're satisfied with your credit score.
Exactly.
Right, right. That is awesome.
Yeah,
You
and what
ladies are amazing. Thank you so much for being so transparent and breaking it down to us. And, because, some people are intimidated to take that walk into, a financial institution and start the ball of something like, oh my God, I need to have this conversation, but I'm so scared. You
no.
know what I mean?
Right. And again, that's what hopefully Kay and I want to change. Um, uh, in our locations, we don't have a huge percentage of African Americans, but we do have some. And it's not just African Americans. We actually have hired people that are sensitive to all races, and we're trying to do more of that, because we know that everybody doesn't have perfect credit, and everybody
Right.
doesn't have
Mhm.
a whole bunch of money in the bank. Everybody's starting somewhere.
Right.
But we do have a lot of lenders, because, again, we are a community bank, and
Mhm.
all of our decisions are made locally. We
That's
have a
right.
board of directors that meet
Mhm.
every once a week to
Mhm.
get our loans approved. And
Mhm.
so, when we're looking at them and we're putting them together, we're making sure that the customer that's trying to get the loan, the customer is aware of everything that's needed. We make everything transparent. We tell them, okay, you're gonna have to do this, and you're gonna have to do that, and you're gonna have to bring me this, and and I'm gonna need, because everything has to be proven now. In 2008, with the
Right.
housing debacle, that changed lending, that changed everything. So after all those house loans went terrible, then that changed how we have to look at the data. So the data is utmost important right now. So that's what we're not used to. We just used to sitting down and say, okay, I need this money, but I need some data, honey. So where's your
Now
check
you need,
stubs?
yeah, numbers, and you need to see proof of
I've got to see your proof.
things,
Yes.
transactions and things like that. Yeah.
But don't be intimidated by it. It's just because we ask that of everybody. We're not just
That's
picking
right.
on you. We ask that of everybody.
Right.
Right.
So don't be
Right.
intimidated. So, and we're
So
here to help you.
Ken, let me ask you this. When you walked in there, what was your conversation like? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Like I say, y'all, forgive me. I'm running my own show, and you can tell the difference. What was your conversation like with this amazing community branch and bank? And you know what I mean? How has it been having their support through this
Uh,
huge community event this weekend?
I tell you, when it comes to both banking institutions, their support of something where they're just getting to know Rev Up Nation, they're just getting to really see One Hope, and for them to stand behind a product that is literally something that the country needs, in the city of Galveston, the county, and Houston, it did my heart really well to stand behind our youth, not just in saying that we want you guys to succeed, but in sponsoring the One Hope experience, they're saying not only do we want you to succeed, we're going to make sure we sponsor an event that can help you to succeed. And so these incredible ladies, these two incredible banking institutions represent the fabric of what makes the community of Galveston so great. And then also, when you look at it on a national level, Rev Up Nation and the One Hope Experience, we are going on tour. And other partners join us at the impetus of what we're trying to accomplish. My God, it's just, to get that from the hometown, to get that encouragement, to get that support. I can't describe to you how much that means to Rev Up Nation. It means the world to us.
That is amazing. And are you excited about this weekend's event altogether?
I'm super excited, but I really think it's the journey, it's the climb. It's actually, the moments that I was in both of these ladies' offices, talking to them about One Hope and seeing their hearts and them supporting. It's the journey of meeting businesses in Galveston and shaking hands of business owners and saying to me, Ken, I see it, I get it. We want to support. It's literally every mother who I've encountered where maybe they lost their child to the gang violence, rap war violence happening in Galveston, and to hear them say, I still have hope. That's the experience that I'm going to take with me for a lifetime. Those are the moments that I cherish. Now, the destination is the destination. Kelly Price is going to bring it. Life Jennings is going to bring it. Mondrea Harmon's going to bring it. But it is the relationships I've cultivated along the way that's made One Hope, One Hope. It's been beautiful.
Especially this one. I'm
Yes.
just messing.
You know, we've been
Go.
you know what? You're my sister for forever. You have, and like I kid you not, and you already know that that's sincere and from the heart. You actually, I know you've gone through your health challenges the last week or so, and you have persevered to continue in your One Hope mission. And so I just want to say, from me to you, sis, I really appreciate you.
Definitely. And I told you from day one, I had your support because, it's important that the thing about media, this aspect, the awareness is brought to the table, visibly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks that, talk is talk, but action speaks the truth
That's
of the
right.
matter.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um, so when it comes to children, when it comes to hope, when it comes to building the community, we have to be action, not just say what we're gonna do, and then you just push on as if it never existed. And I can't be one of those ones. I have to be however proactive I need to be to uplift the community. You know what I
Uh,
mean? And I've always been about that. I'm from Watts, California, and Watts is the hood.
yeah, I
No, we
understand.
didn't grow up with a silver spoon at all.
Yeah,
So I remember when I was a kid and I was a product of that community and neighborhood and all the things that we were exposed to, and it was just rough. And whatever we can do as a collective to
Mhm.
empower, this mission and this vision, then that's what we need to do. And it's not about talking about it. It's about getting in there and putting 2 foot down and just
Right.
going for it.
That's
I'm
right.
glad you said
Right.
that. In this age that we're living in, inclusion is the next revolution.
Mhm.
This morning, I've been on the phone with the Special Olympics Texas. Been on the phone with the Chick-fil-A, who's also a partner of ours, and
Good.
then also 5 other organizations that are so different, unique in their own way. So to see this
Yes.
conglomerate expressions of our community come together for one cause, are you kidding me? And let's not talk about the Boys and Girls Club. Let's not talk about GISD and all the school districts that have literally said that they wanted to be a part of this movement. You realize you get to a point where in every era there's always been something that generations have had to overcome. What's been the response of our nation when World War II happened? What's been the response when we've had to go through natural disaster? Now, for us, it's our generation. What's our response after COVID? What's our response after the winter storm? And
Mhm.
I'm telling
Right.
you today, I am so confident that our response as a country, as a community in Galveston County is hope, is hope,
Yes.
is
Yes.
hope.
Yes.
And
You guys,
that,
we are
mhm.
actually nearing the end of our show. I want to make sure that we go ahead and give you guys yet another opportunity to go ahead and give your names again, the bank that you represent, and your branch, and also any closing final words that you would like to say as we close out. And I'm gonna end with Ken. Go ahead and ladies, you know what I mean. Give your final words.
Okay. So I am Angela Brooks. I'm Senior Vice President of Hometown Bank. My location is in Galveston, Texas. We have 5 locations. We're in League City, Alvin, Pearland, and Friendswood. We have a pleasure to be a part of the Rev Nation. Again, it was new to us, but anytime we hear something that's positive in the community, we automatically want to take our part in it. We do have loans. We have different products for our online banking called Money Management. We have something called Savings Made Simple, so that I have to plug something for Hometown Bank. So, uh, but we would love to. We're so grateful to be a part of this, and
Mhm.
looking forward to the event this weekend.
My goodness, and I hope that I can see your lovely face in person. That would be awesome
Yes.
this weekend as well. So go ahead, beautiful. Give your final parting word.
Hey,
Yes, and I'm Kay Carmen with Coastal Community Federal Credit Union. I'm located here in Galveston. We have 2 locations in Galveston. We have one on the mainland in Lamarck, and I'm just thrilled to death to be a part of this forum to be able to talk a bit about some of the things that are going on in Galveston and how we're able to be a part of the community. Um, I'm looking forward to this weekend, having an opportunity to visit with members of the community and also being able to participate in one oh, Rev Up Nation. It's funny, I was talking to Ken and another announcer, radio announcer, and I said, come on over and visit with us here at Coastal so we can help rev up your finances.
Love it.
Okay,
Let's rev up.
that's cute.
I love it.
Oh my
That's my
goodness.
slogan.
And then
Love
Ken, we've been talking all week about the party before the party, right?
it. Yes, we have been. We have been. It's been phenomenal. Oh my God. Hometown Bank, I want to personally say thank you. Thank you, Ms. Brooks, for your support. Thank you, Hometown Bank, for believing in something that takes a community and conglomerate effort. Coastal Community Federal Credit Union, Ms. K, thank you. Rev Up Nation, we want to say we appreciate the fact that you guys came on and believed in a dream that's bigger than I hadn't really. There's not too many things that I've been a part of to where it's like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is one of those things to where it's like, man, we can really make an imprint and impact. So Coastal Community Federal Credit Union. I said it all, the whole
There
name.
you go.
Thank you, thank you. And
He did it.
to every, we've had some interviews like this before, but I got to thank everybody. You always see me, but there's so many people that make up Rev Up Nation. Freelander Little, thank you, Freelander, for the work you're putting in. Yolanda, thank you, the work you're putting in. All of our marketing team, our creative director, Wanda Hill, thank you. It's a conglomerate effort, y'all. Nothing just happens by happenstance, but when you have beautiful people, I got to say this too. I'm sorry, the diversity piece, to see powerful African American women in positions of
Yep.
authority and leadership does my heart
Mhm.
so well. And I just want to say thank you because my daughters can look to you guys and take confidence that they can do the same. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes. Well,
thank you.
Ken, we are excited for you and that your vision is coming to fruition. And it seems like all of us, stand behind you 100%. Have a successful weekend as you move toward, that big day, those big days, I will say.
Let's go.
And ladies, I would love to, further conversation about different financial choices, and options. I'm in Arlington, Texas, but hey, it's still Texas.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
I will be out there this weekend, so let's definitely try to sync with one another and
Absolutely.
Okay.
do a safe distance hug. Look.
Yes.
We gotta. Hey, I gotta tell you, these two individuals are hometown heroes. We gotta get them on that red carpet, Queen G.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Y'all just come see me on the red carpet when you get there. No worries.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank
ladies.
you. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
No problem.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't that powerful and amazing? Oh my God, it keeps getting better and better and better. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to thank all of my special guests that came on today that gave us, that other perspective from the inside of the finance world. It's not too many times that we get to hear that perspective. And today's show was special for sure. Very, very special. I want to thank everyone that's been supporting the Queen G Live experience and that's been empowering and building and getting behind me and teaming up. You are amazing. I thank you for my promotional teams, my producer, and anybody that shares, posts, and likes all of these shows. We are going to try to continue to bring, talk as raw as we possibly can and give you the real perspective of things, not the sugar coated version or you know what I mean? Something else. We're going to try to continue the real perspective. So y'all keep tuning in. Keep watching. This is your girl, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.